Hello, my lovelies. This is going to be our weekly shadow work. We're going to see what we need to focus on this week from our shadow self. Do we have a flipper here? No. So what do we need to know from our shadow self first? There we go. The King of Wands. All right. And then what do we need to know to focus on from our light side, the side that everybody sees? The Nine of Wands. You guys know I can't read Roman numerals. All right, so these are going to be our main focuses for the week. Let's see what else we need to know. All right, so for our shadow side, the King of Wands, when he's in the shadow, he can be kind of in his ego, very egotistical, very boastful, somebody who really is very dazzling to be around. But when he's in the shadow, it's kind of that he uses his power to his own detriment sometimes. So the drive of his ambition and his intensity of his achievements are kind of what require his success. So he's more focused on being successful and being kind of arrogant about those things than he is of actually accomplishing the goals. So we want to be careful that we aren't trapped in our ego this week and that we almost need to get kind of knocked back down to reality. All right, so our light side, the side that the world sees, is the Nine of Wands. So this is about having our guard up. Part of me is thinking that we are about to go through a major ego death. Whoever is in this energy with the King of Wands, I feel like your guard is super high and that your ego is taking over. So this is something that you're going to have to let go of the ego, let it kind of die away, and that you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to learn to let your guard down, learn to let people in, especially people that want to help you, people that want to love you, and that your ego is kind of getting in the way of those things. Let's see, what else do we need to know from our shadow side this week? All right, we have the King of Cups and we have the Five of Swords. So when the King of Cups is in the shadow energy, he's not the nicest to be around. He's somebody who kind of pushes people away. He's somebody that doesn't want to express his feelings, and that there's a giant imbalance within him, especially in his heart. So 2 kings in the shadow side to start our shadow work. So this tells me that not only does this person need to express their feelings, they need to be more vulnerable. They also need to have things be a little bit softer and let go of the ego, and that they will finally see the light, that they won't be so confused about things any longer. What else do we need to know? Yep, so the Nine of Wands again, finally letting down your guard and opening your heart to people and situations is going to help you to achieve what you're looking for. I feel like you may have been kind of in this player energy, or the ego really kind of won, feeling like you're better than other people, or that you're very successful, so maybe you snub your nose at other people. That's something that isn't going to work long term, that we have to be very careful with that energy. All right, and the Six of Swords. So finally letting go of these things is going to help you to find the peace that you're looking for. So don't hold on to all of this baggage, that you've waited long enough and that it's finally time to release the fear about all of these things going on, especially holding on to ego. So let the ego fall away this week. Really embrace who you are at your core. Let go of all of the worry and the fear attached to that, and move into a peaceful state of just being vulnerable and being who you are, getting in touch with your feelings and even your spiritual side. All right, so the light side, we start with the issue of having our guard up super high. What else do we need to know? Yeah, it's time. It's past time. We have to let that go. We have to let go of this burden that we've juggled for far too long in order to create the balance from within, and be willing to take a leap of faith and try something new, stepping out of our comfort zone and embracing our emotions. I feel like this is really, like, truthfully where the emotions are very stuck and stagnant. It feels like you don't want to show those to anybody. It feels like being vulnerable is something that's very freeing. It will be very freeing, but I feel like it's something that you fear. And so the fear is what you have to release in order to be vulnerable. And by not allowing your emotions to actually come to the surface and suppressing those things, you're actually doing yourself and other people around you a disservice, because you need to be who you truly are in order to step into your power. It will require strength. You are strong enough. You definitely need to almost be like the snake tamer here and really know that you can let go of the these things, and that it will give you the sense of freedom that you're looking for in order to step into this new chapter in your life. So I feel like you need to follow your passions, but we need to stop being so flighty that this is really like Playboy energy. And you did have the Seven of Cups. The reason you haven't found what you're looking for in love is because of that energy, that ego. The ego is really what's holding you back from finding who and what you actually want. All of these are solitary cards. Not one of these shows anything to do with love or romance or thinking, really, other than confusion and chaos in your life. So I feel like that's kind of the general consensus of this reading, is that there is somebody that is really trapped in their ego, really trapped in this negative mindset, and that in order to change those things, they have to feel the emotions that they are suppressing. Interesting energy. Let's see what else we need to know. All right, so what else do we need to know about the King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Nine of Wands? King of Swords. Yep. So there we go. We're finally starting to shift our thinking. You could also be dealing with a really rough authority figure that might need a little bit of finesse, or that we need to be really cautious, but use your logic. It's going to help you to overcome these obstacles. So stop thinking with your ego and start thinking with your logic or your emotions. It's going to help you. All right. So we have confusion and lots of choices around confusion. The reason we're confused is because we've been so disillusioned or under somebody's spell that we're not facing reality. And so that's where we need to really use our logic this week in order to actually grasp what the truth is, in order to change things. Let's see, we have the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands and the Four of Coins. So I feel like you're really holding on to things out of a lack mentality because you are afraid of change at this point. But the change is necessary in order for you to actually transform the situation. So in order for your money to actually be better, you have to make some changes. And I feel like this is something you've also been holding back on, or that you're afraid to make these changes. All right, Nine of Wands, 10 of Wands, Two of Coins. What else is hidden about this? Yeah, your emotions, legitimately your emotions. You need to see things differently. All you see is the negative right now, and that's not helping you to find the balance that you're looking for. So you have to be able to let your walls down. You have to be able to let people in, and you have to be able to show your emotions and be vulnerable in order to actually shift things. That's what creates the balance, is everything that you're not doing, that's what you need to do in order for things to actually transform. The Fool and the King of Cups. What else is hidden? The Page of Swords. Your courage. Your courage is what's hidden. You're afraid to take that leap of faith. You're afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You're afraid to show people how you truly feel about them, mostly out of a fear of rejection. Pages bring news. So I feel like there is some sort of change that needs to happen, but it's like your failure to express those things is what's really holding this situation back. Strength and the Page of Wands. Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands. All right, so I feel like you are very afraid of what either somebody in your life thinks about you. You've either dealt with a narcissistic parent, a partner, somebody who really was mean, cruel, and nasty, and maybe you've dealt with a lot of these things in the past and you're just unwilling to try new things. I feel like you are strong enough to overcome these challenges, but that you really have to see things differently, and you have to gather your courage and your strength in order to go go forward towards a victory, and that you feel like it's impossible. So shifting your mindset is going to help you to see that differently. What is our outcome for this reading? What else do we need to know? All right, so in order to find the balance, you're going to have to start by pouring into your own cup. I do strongly think that you need to connect to source energy in order to really feel connected and balanced, and to realize that you are supposed to be here and you're supposed to feel love. But you're so afraid of judgment from yourself, the divine, other people. So it's time to rise again like a phoenix. There's some sort of goal that needs to be achieved this week, so keep going on that. I feel like you need to start by really nurturing yourself and the things that you want to grow. You might also be focused on financial goals this week. It does look like there's plenty of new opportunities for that coming in. Financial opportunities are improving. So it's time to get out of hermit mode after you do some serious shadow work and reflection, and go to where your heart wants to be. Go towards love, go towards happiness, fulfillment, and see what there is left out there for you. I hope it helps. Have a great week.